What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode 9 of the Teddy and JD podcast. We got a very special guest today. Very honored to have him on. I'm going to let Teddy introduce him because you guys always obviously have the relationship going way back. So go ahead, Teddy.
We got one of my good friends, Jannero Pargo, longtime professional, short career being a coach, but we're going to let him tell us a little bit about himself, and then we'll kick it off from there.
What's up, man? Hey, thank you guys for having me, man. I'm excited to be on. Like I said, like Teddy just said, played in the NBA for 11 years. Born and raised in Chicago. Wasn't a big time, high school athlete. Wasn't top 10, wasn't top 100. Under recruited. Went to a junior college, worked on my game, got better. Got a chance to go to the University of Arkansas. Played with Teddy for 2 years there. Got a chance to try out for NBA team, Los Angeles Lakers. Made that team, played 11 years. Now I've been coaching for 3 years. So I'm just looking forward to learning more about coaching and diving head first into that, and just trying to help out as much as I can.
That's what's up. So how many teams did you play for, Jannero?
I lose count. I
looked, bro, last night. I stopped counting out of like 8.
Hey, I just tell people I played 11 years. It don't matter what team I played for.
Yeah, that's true. You was in the league 11 years.
About 7 teams, though, man. I played for the Lakers my first year and a half. Chicago Bulls for about 5 years. Went to Atlanta for a year and a half. New Orleans for 2 years. Charlotte Bobcats for like 2.5 years. So I've been around.
That's what's up. So you say you went to JUCO first, then Arkansas. What was it like the first time, like, you realized, like, okay, I got a real contract. I'm about to be on an NBA team. Like, what was that like for you? Was that like, obviously it's every hooper's dream to play in the league, but can you kind of describe, like, what it was, like, you suiting up for your first game? You was like, man, this is real. This is really happening.
You know what? Honestly, I've never really, like, sat back and taken a deep breath and been like, you know what? I made it. I've never had that luxury. I've always been on 1-year deals. Out of my 11 years, 10 of those years were 1-year deals.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had the luxury to sit back and relax and say, I made it. A funny story, when I was in LA, the last preseason game, we had our first, practice getting ready for the regular season, and I hadn't got a phone call from anybody. So I had no idea that I was on the team. So I just woke up that morning, I was just like, you know what, no one told me anything, I'm going to practice. So I went to practice, no one said anything, so I'm just like, I guess I'm on the team.
For real?
That's crazy.
Nobody called you and be like, you on the team? Like, you just showed up. You're like,
I think he made the team that day he showed up.
Right.
He here, so we might as well keep
him. Man, shoot, that's what's up.
Hey, yo, I told Jason about that one story about, people don't know, when he was playing with the Lakers that year and a half, I lived with him. And I was telling about the story when Shaq bet us that Bentley. He told us, you make that dunk, I'm gonna give you the Bentley, and we gonna fill it up. You all day. It's on y'all. And as he was making the bet, I was already taking it through my legs, doing 360. Then boom, I made the dunk, and then Shaq was like, nah, he gotta throw that up.
That was the first time anybody had ever seen that dunk, though. No one had seen that dunk before. 360 through the legs. No one ever seen. Was you dunking it with your right hand, though?
Yeah, I dunked it with the right.
Dunking it with his right hand, with his offhand. Yeah, no one ever seen that.
I wish that was in the social media age, so we had some footage of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, bro. That would have went viral, Teddy, in today's age.
Yeah, you know how I don't even think back then flip phones had just dropped.
Right.
They were still flipping them joints then. I don't even know if they had cameras on. They had the little audio thing.
It was Nextels. Nextels popping in.
The
chirp joint.
The chirp. Yep, I remember them. Everybody had one of them. Yes, sir. So, hey, Jannero, did you ever play overseas too, or did you only in the league the last 11 years?
You know what? I did play overseas. I just had my best year in the NBA. Felt like I should have got an NBA deal. I didn't get one. So I was kind of frustrated with the league. Got an opportunity to go overseas and play with Dynamo Moscow.
Oh yeah, Russia. Yeah, that's a big club.
It's a big club. So I went over there. I really enjoyed my time there, but they got 2 months behind on my payments.
Oh yeah.
After playing 6 years in the league, it's first and the 15, you getting your money. No matter you
Yeah.
play 2 minutes or 32 minutes, you getting your money. And so that was a culture shock for me to be over there and not get paid for 2 months. I ended up leaving there and going to Greece, Olympiacos.
Oh, you played for Olympiacos too. Okay.
Yeah. So I spent half a year in between those two teams, and then I ended up going back to the NBA the following year.
Okay. So you
Man, I know what you do, but tell the people what you do with all your spare time now. Just this social distancing is going on. I know what you do. You know what I mean? What you do outside of coaching when you ain't in the office? What you doing with yourself?
Man, I'm hitting that little white ball.
You a golfer?
Oh man.
What?
Yes, I ain't good at it, but you ain't got to be good to enjoy it.
Ah man, don't come on here with all that humility now, bro. Stop.
Yeah, listen,
chill with it.
I'm in the upper 80s. You know,
Yeah.
I can break 90 every time.
So how long you been golfing?
Probably been about 7 years now.
Yeah, as a hobby. I used to golf when I was younger, but it's been about 7-8 years since I went on the try to go golfing again. But it is fun, but it's frustrating, man.
I love it.
You do?
Yeah. That's an understatement.
Love it.
It's a fun game.
You got to find a way to compete, man. I still got to compete. I can't get out there and play with these young boys no more, so I just compete against the force.
Yeah, I'm almost right there with you with that. So I'm gonna have to look for another outlet to compete myself. But golf, I live in Europe, man. Golfing ain't as accessible over there as it is here. But
true story.
We'll see what I can find. I got a question though. You guys are about to enter the bubble, hopefully. Obviously, everybody knows the corona situation is well documented. But the league is scheduled as of now to restart July 30th, if I'm not mistaken. And Teddy and I, obviously, you know, Teddy are huge NBA fans, and we can't wait for this to start up. So we hope nothing happens in between that time to where you guys aren't able to do that. But I had a question. You as an assistant coach, what do you see as like the challenges that are going to come up during this 3-month period or however long? I mean, it could be 3 months. And then also, is there any advantages for certain players or teams in such a situation? Like, what are you guys kind of preparing for in that regard?
Well, the obvious challenge is the health of the players.
Right.
You know, hopefully we can keep everybody safe and socially distant, and you know, hopefully we don't have an outbreak of the virus. I think the league is pretty much preparing for some cases. We just don't want it to get out of hand, and we want everybody to remain healthy. That's going to be the biggest challenge. If we can control the outbreaks, and as far as the games go, just players being healthy and not getting injured, you know, with this long layoff, those will be the two biggest challenges. And I think the NBA is prepared to meet those head on. For us, the thing for us is we're healthy now. You know, we're healthy. We got Nurk back. We're getting Zach Collins back. We're going to be missing Rodney Hood. We're going to be missing Trevor Ariza. But with those two guys back, with Dame and CJ, Melo's playing at a high level right now, we feel like we have a chance to go in there and make a playoff run and make a push for a championship.
Nice. So do you feel like, because I watch Portland quite a bit on League Pass because of Dame. I'm a big Dame Lillard fan. And I was thinking a guy like, obviously I don't know him, you know him better than me, but he seems like an extremely mentally tough individual. And I feel like there's a lot of you know, upper echelon players that are like that. And I feel like a situation like the bubble would actually be an advantage for somebody like that, as opposed to, you know, maybe there's somebody like that's gonna play, I need the check, or I'm just gonna play because, you know, I'm supposed to be playing or whatever. I feel like somebody like a Dame or LeBron or you know, these guys, there's kind of legacies on the line. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I feel like this is an opportunity for, like you said, for you guys are healthy now to go deep, and you know, for him to really, because he was carrying you guys there for a few weeks, just having just insane performances.
That was about a month.
Right. I mean, he was putting on a show.
Listen,
went bananas.
I played with Kobe. You guys remember when Kobe had those? It was, I believe, between 9 and 11 games straight, 40 points.
What 40
right,
games?
right.
Yeah.
I was on that team, and I'm not sure what was more impressive, Dame's run or Kobe's run. Like the run Dame was on was incredible. He had a 60-point.
That was. I said, but I remember Kobe, but I don't think. I mean, I remember it, but I was a little younger then, so I don't know if I ain't gonna say I wasn't into watching it, but now that I'm older and when Dame hit, when he was going through that stretch, man, that was impressive.
Super.
It was like when Harden had it that one season when Harden had it too, and it was like you never really witnessed it before. I mean, prior to Jordan, that's and Kobe, like.
And here's the difference.
Those are rare. That ain't happened much to where you get to see it with your own eyes. So that was crazy to me.
The difference is Kobe, MJ, 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
James 6'5". This dude is 6'2", and doing what he was able to do, man, it was incredible. It was incredible to watch.
Yeah, I mean, because without those performances too, what makes it even more impressive to me is I don't think you guys even have a chance to compete in this upcoming tournament / shortened season. You know what I mean?
If you don't play the way he played, we wouldn't be in the bubble.
Right.
We'd be one of the 18s on the outside looking in.
Exactly. So I don't talk about, Teddy and I have had a couple conversations on previous episodes. My personal sleeper, I think, is Dallas. But then once we found out you was coming on the show, I was like, I was telling Ty, I was like, man, Dame with the way he was playing now, like you said, you guys are getting healthy. You guys would be very dangerous in this sort of setting. That's why I was like, everybody's talking about how hard it's going to be, and obviously the health is the most important, right? But if you start getting into it, like, this is a 3-month deal, and if you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Like, this is not a normal season. So I think with somebody like a Dame, you guys could be extremely, extremely dangerous. But
yeah,
is there anything else you guys are talking about, like what to expect, like as far as like, because it's going to be a grind more mentally than physically, I would imagine. Like, are you guys doing anything specific to prepare for that, or is that just kind of see what happens when you get there?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to prepare for something that's you don't even know what to prepare for.
Yeah.
It's just going to be different, and it's going to be new to everybody, and we're just going to take it one day at a time, man. But like I think like you alluded to, with like this league is in any professional sport, it's the best players in the world, and these guys are the best players because their mindset, they're smart, and these guys love to play the game, and so. We're just gonna go down there with that attitude and just take it one day at a time and let Dame lead us. We're gonna go as far as he takes us.
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking about all the teams you done played for. I don't think when you went to Toronto, you wasn't there that long.
I was there for about 2 weeks, like literally 2 weeks.
So I was thinking about all the players you played with. You played with CP, like all the teams you was on. Who you like when you came like. To your knowledge, who rubbed off on you? Who you feel like after you got done playing with them, you felt like he made an impact on you? Like how maybe the way he practiced, the way he approached it, how smart he was, whatever. Like you played with some really good players, so it can be anybody. I just feel like like I said, you played with CP, Kobe, Shaq. You played with a lot of guys, different personalities, like. Who rubbed you in a way to where you feel like I ain't gonna never forget that?
I think CP kind of shaped me into how I am today as far as the player. just the way that he talked the whole time. Like, you know, like in college, like we just played the game. I mean, you talk more than I did. I just played the game and just quiet. But like even now today, if I play pickup, I'm talking the whole time, and that's something I learned from CP. And it shows leadership. It shows that you know what you're doing. You're helping your teammates. You help them get better. You help them grow. And so he was probably the player that had the biggest impact on me. Kobe also had an impact on me, but that was in a negative way.
How so?
So I'm 6 feet, so I should be a point guard, right?
Right.
But the way Kobe played, Kobe goes down, get to the mid post. You know, he wants the ball. So after my first year, that's how I played pickup. I didn't even bring the ball to the court no more. I just went to the mid.
Yeah, he was a two guard. That's really what he's telling you.
Oh, you mean like that? Okay. So in the way you played the game, you mean? Okay.
Yeah. I thought
what he took from it.
Yeah, I thought I was a young.
Was like, I'm 6'5" now. You know what I'm saying?
Throw it to me on this block right here so I can get me a shot up.
Yeah, I hear you. So as an NBA coach, you played for 11 years. You've been coaching for 3. We have a lot of people in Europe that listen to this podcast, and the general consensus is a lot of European basketball fans, they prefer watching like EuroLeague or, you know, basically European basketball. They say it's more of a team game. It's you know, they play more together. It's not so much individual things like that. I disagree. I'm in the group that thinks the NBA is the best players in the world with the best teams, the money, everything is. I feel like the NBA is the best product. But as a coach and as a player, how do you view that? I don't even know if you watch a lot of European basketball, but I think that's a misnomer about the NBA, because when I watch League Pass, I do see people trying to play together, and the schemes are unbelievable from game to game. And you could really see like how much work goes into it from the coaches and things like that. But there's also the talent level. Like, not everybody in Europe has a Dame Lillard. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to let these guys go in a sense. So how do you see that? Like, what's your view on that?
So I think people like you grow up watching what you know, right? So if you grow up in Europe, you're used to watching European basketball. So you grow to love the game. So that's the game you've been watching all your life, and you've grown to love it. So that's what you want to see.
Right.
And then vice versa for guys who grow up in America. You know, we grow up watching NBA basketball. We want to play in the NBA, so that's what we like. I think the NBA game we do play together, but like you said, we have a guy like Dame Lillard, like who he gives us the best chance to win.
Exactly.
Right. So the other poor guys are playing team basketball by trying to help get him the ball. You know.
Yeah, that's a part of the team concept.
Right.
Concept. Like it might not be just because we're not all 5 of us not equally shooting the ball, 10 times a game. It's best for this team to have Dame shoot 25 times and maybe one guy shoot 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how the game is. You know, you got a guy who has supernatural talent. You have to get him the ball and have him carry you.
Right.
And I think overseas it's just a little different. You know, a lot of ball movement, player movement.
Yeah.
And it makes for good basketball, especially from a coach's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have guys over here that are just amazing, you get those guys the ball and you get out the way.
They're there for a reason.
Over the course of the last maybe about 5, maybe 6 years, I think the NBA done kind of adapted to trying to be more of a pass. Like, the problem is Europeans don't really agree with isolation sets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they think everything's supposed to come out of the floor of the offense. They don't really like the ISO wings atop of the key. Like, they look at that as a negative. When, like you said, if you got players at the stature of Dame Lillard or LeBron, if you can ISO and get a great shot from that, then that can be offense. If you got the right person on the ball who can distribute it and score it as equally as well, then ISO is just as good as 2 pin downs on each elbow. You know what I mean? So in Europe, coaches don't really, really believe in ISO sets. They want to keep most of the players involved. Where, here we believe in, you got the best player, then you let him go, especially down the stretch of the game when you need a bucket. So
Absolutely.
I think that's the biggest difference. But over the last 7 to 8 years, you can see that the NBA kind of moved toward playing a lot more team basketball, and they still ISO, just not as much as they used to in the past.
I agree with you on that. And that's Steph Curry.
Right.
Steph Curry
Yeah.
has a lot to do with that.
Golden State.
Golden State, Steph Curry, they got that ball hopping, player movement. And but what are they doing? They're looking to get
Even though the ball hopping, though, dude, like you said, the right people still shooting it.
Right people shooting the ball. Draymond Green is looking to get Steph Curry open or get Clay open.
Thank you. Hey,
starting his role.
Hold on. Me and Teddy have had countless arguments with multiple people. Everybody's like, Draymond Green's a bum, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm of the school of thought where it's like Golden State doesn't reach the levels that they've reached without Draymond Green, specifically for what you said. He's out there doing, offensively anyway, out there doing everything he can to be in the right place to get these guys the ball where they
at the
can
right
score.
time. Yeah.
And obviously the defensive side for most of his career, he's just been unbelievable. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head, and I'm so glad to hear you say that. Because I hope a few people.
Draymond is unbelievable on both sides of the ball.
Right.
High IQ. You can't really. It's hard to teach that.
You can't teach it.
Period.
I mean, you can teach it. It's gonna take a lot of years.
Yeah, experience. But when you come out of college, some players got it though. He had that early on. He didn't have to learn, like you said, some players got to develop that a little later in their career based off experience and playing time, where he had that right away.
Right.
Which that's what propelled his career.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I got one more question. A lot of people like the view, the general consensus I've gathered over the years. And I don't really know anybody within NBA circles that have been as close as you and Teddy. And I know you guys are really good friends with Joe Johnson about like what a typical NBA practice looks like, particularly within the season, because you guys don't get a lot of opportunities to practice, I'm assuming, because so many games. Yeah. So my question is, can you kind of walk us through what a practice looks like, particularly for, obviously your stars is probably going to be different for your stars than for, the 11, 12 man. And then how has Corona kind of, obviously it's impacted the practice, but like what kind of stuff are you guys doing now? Is it more individual, less scrimmaging? Can you even scrimmage, if you can talk about those things?
Yeah, so a typical NBA practice is probably around 10 or 11 o'clock. You have maybe about half of you guys come in an hour early, get shots up, get a workout in. You come together, probably go over the game plan of your next opponent. Maybe play 5-on-5 depending on when the next game is. If not, you have the guys who don't play as many minutes, play 3-on-3, possibly 4-on-4. And that's about it. Afterwards, your starters will probably get shots after practice. As far as what we're doing right now, it's a lot. It's a lot. We can have 4 guys in the gym at a time.
Okay.
Only 4 guys in the gym at a time. 1 coach per player. Coach has to be masked up.
Yeah.
Mask and gloves. Put them through a workout, 35, 45 minutes. After those 4 players leave, get another 4 players in, and the same thing, just recycles. No contact, no pickup, no up and down. Just trying to stay distant as possible while getting the workout in.
I feel like that would be extremely tough to go from that to playing full contact NBA level basketball in 3 weeks in a bubble. But I don't know, are they going to let you guys start scrimmaging like a week or 2 before, or like
Yeah, so we get to Orlando. We're gonna have the quarantine for 2 days. Then we start practicing. We're gonna get up and down, play some, and then we're gonna have a scrim. We have like 3 scrimmages.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we play Indiana, Toronto, and OKC.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay, well that makes sense.
We're gonna get some scrimmages in.
That's still like not a lot though. That's gonna be interesting to see like the product. To me, it's because in Europe, practices like you played in Europe briefly, but we practice most of the time unless you're playing international competition, which Teddy and I have done a lot. Then you'll have a game usually during the week, like on Tuesday or Wednesday. But for the most part, if you're just playing your domestic league, you practice, Monday through Friday or Monday through whatever. If you play Saturday or Sunday, then you play Monday through Saturday or Monday through Friday. And practices usually are pretty long. You're going twice a day. So it's a lot of, I feel like we substitute in Europe. You guys play more games. We substitute those games for practices because you probably, for your league, you play like 30 to 35, depending on where you're at, or, sometimes 40. But you guys are playing 82 in 6 months. So that makes a lot of sense. But I've never had anybody explain. I didn't really know anybody who actually played in the league and, it was like, this is what we do for practice or whatever. So
yeah, don't expect those games to be, high level games the first couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some growing pains. There's gonna be some guys have to work their way into it.
Right.
Unfortunately, like for us, we don't have that luxury. We have to come out the gates punching. We gotta win games. We can't mess around. And it's about, it's gonna be about 3 or 4 teams like that have to come out swinging. We can't afford to, be checking temperatures out there.
Yeah. I got Teddy knows I'm a big, I'm not a Sacramento fan. I'm a big Harrison Barnes fan. So they're kind of in the same boat as you guys, Sacramento. Obviously, Memphis is right there, New Orleans. And you can say, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm pretty sure the suits of the NBA would like to see New Orleans get in because of Zion Williamson.
Seems that way, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he's on ESPN all day long and seeing highlights. So my guess is they want him in there some kind of way. So
yeah. I just seen on ESPN and he don't even know if he gonna play it now.
Really?
Yeah, just seen it like right before we came on. I was watching. He's still like kind of up in the air, like what they gonna do. That's what they saying on ESPN. Now it could be all BS, but that's what it say.
That's gonna hurt the bottom line right there. Somebody gonna get in his ear. I bet he plays. I bet he plays. I hope he plays because I want to see all the best players play as a fan. But I understand anybody that doesn't want to play. You can't really knock them. So I get all
that. Not what's going on. It's a fear. I think it's a fear factor with a lot of guys too. So I mean, some guys gonna sit it out, which can't help but understand. Families, people got kids, so you get it from that standpoint. You just gotta respect it. But at least we get basketball back, even if it's for a short period of time. So it's still something that can help the world.
For sure.
So when do you guys have to report, Jannero?
We're leaving on the 9th.
The 9th. Oh, that's next week, right? Next week.
Thursday. This Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday. I'm losing track of the dates. Wow. So you guys get down there the 9th, start practicing the 10th, or you said 2 days quarantine.
Yeah, so we
practice the 11th.
Not the 11th. We practice our first practice.
Okay. And are the scrimmages, are they going to be televised, or they're just?
I think some are. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. Well, we'll be watching. I don't know, Teddy, you got anything else?
Nah, man. Last thing I want to say, a lot of people don't know, like, our relationship, the depth of it is pretty deep, You mean a lot to me, not just from the standpoint of, what happened pertaining to college, basketball, off the court, too. He's like a brother to me, did a lot for me. If it wasn't for him, I don't think my professional career would have advanced the way it did. So, for me, I want to say thanks, bro. I love you, and I appreciate it.
Do they know that story?
Thanks for coming on the show.
Do they know that story?
I did not know that story. No, I heard the stories
they
about
they don't know that story.
Which one? The
how you got to Holland?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He knows. I mean, I don't know if
you touched on
fans
it.
know it.
But you touched on it a little bit.
I don't even know how much time we got to be telling that story. Where we at on time?
We got a few minutes.
I'm gonna make it quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So we're in LA. We living together. I'm playing for the Lakers. At this time, they got IR, right? Injury reserve.
Right.
I'm on injury reserve. That's 5 games. You're out. It doesn't matter what happens. You're out.
Mm-hmm.
So during these 5 games I'm out, we go to Venice Beach on the weekends and we hoop. I'm in a do-rag headband trying to be incognito.
He was going on the weekend. I was going every day of the week.
We going every day of the week. But this one particular weekend, we go and we hooping. We getting it in. And it just so happened to be an overseas scout just in the crowd just watching us play. And he could have picked me, an NBA player at the time. But no, he goes to Teddy and said, hey, would you like opportunity to play overseas? Teddy said, yeah. Man been over there 15 years since, huh?
Are you serious? You never told me that. You got to Venice Beach?
Wow. I mean, he's shortening it up. It was like, again, we was at the beach, we was hooping, but that same day, that was when N1 toured. That was when N1 had just started jumping off, and it was a huge deal then. Yeah. And they had a tour at Venice Beach that day, so the beach was packed because everybody was trying to see the N1 tour. But they were on the main court. Then you got like 4 or 5 courts around that we were playing on. Mm-hmm. And the scout was there to watch them play, but he ended up coming to our court and chose and asked me did I want to go to Frankfurt, go to Germany to come to his camp. And from there, it's all just history.
Wow. That's a cool ass story, man. I'm glad you told that, because that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I knew you was living with him, and then you got to Amsterdam, but I didn't know that you guys saw playing pickup at Venice Beach. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I was out there religiously every day. Seriously.
It's not a bad place to be every day, though.
Talk to me.
Not at all. Not at all.
I hear you. Well, hey, Jannero, I want to say thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to come on here and talk with us about a few things. And, yeah, man, good luck down there. Stay healthy. And, Teddy and I will be watching. So, yeah, man, I hope you guys do well.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on. Teddy, you're my man. I love you. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, how many? 13 championships?
Yeah. I don't know if it's 13 because the big 3 might have pushed it to 14, but I ain't sure. I kind of lost count.
That's 14. We ain't gonna count. We can't discount that one because that's my one.
Teddy got so many, you got to recount.
Man, stop. You got about 9 or 10 yourself. Chill with that, bro.
It's 14-1. 14-1.
Hey, that is a lot, bro. But, hey, man, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And we out.
Later, man.
Good job.